Yo, what up? It's your boy Crescendo. Welcome to the hype. Hey, yo, what up, Coop? Hey. Yo, what up?
What's good, Crescendo? What's poppin', man?
What's good?
Bro, it's nice to talk to you, bro, for the first time.
Yo, it's exciting to have you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. Coopy in the chat, my dog. What's good, Coop?
We got Coop in the chat. We got
all my boys in the chat, man. My girl Anna, what's good? Man, they already asking random questions.
I already got the basically got the new sequel.
Word. Hey, yo, Crescendo, bro, you sound like you underwater, bro. Yo, what's good? You sound like you're underwater.
1 second.
Yeah, you straight.
Is it better?
Say something again.
26 seconds.
Nah, it's not better.
It's worse.
It's worse, bro.
I'm gonna try and disconnect and reconnect.
Oh, whoa, that sounded good. That sounded good.
Or worse.
That's better.
Ah, there we go.
Let's go, baby.
All right, guys. Yo, welcome to the hype. We got Henrik on the show today. Super excited, man. Just dropped a project. How you feeling about the project, man?
Man, I'm super pumped about it, bro. I really am. I'm excited.
So far, what has been like your favorite part of the project and getting things going with that?
Oh, for sure, yo. I think my favorite part, yo, like, I feel like before I dropped my project, I don't think I was taken very seriously because I was just like TikToker boy, you know, whatever, dropping songs. But I think after this project, I've started to get a lot more respect and like kind of people are receiving me a lot better after this project. So yeah, it's been cool.
Well, I feel like you got a leg up on things though, because I feel like everyone's going towards TikTok right now. So building up that fan base on TikTok, doing things differently, you know. I see you guys as a new wave of artists. You, Coop, you know, since Christopher Sincere.
Yeah.
I love what everything's going on with basically Next Move. Love everything going on over there. Yeah, of course, I got the playlist going on in the background. People are like, yeah, that's Real Love. I love that song. So as far as like the project and working on it, you said you had a tough time basically feeling respected and stuff like that, and I can understand that. Whenever you're a younger artist in general, like it's hard to build up that respect and try and like build yourself up as an artist.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for you because I know that you're starting to get shows again now that things are opening up again. Let's talk about that. You got a show coming up in Atlanta?
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Indie Tribe, man, for the invite. They hit me up. It was actually because of my project, man. They had heard my project and they really liked it, and so they started hitting me up saying they were rocking with me. And shortly after, yeah, they invited me out to their festival. And I'm really excited, bro. It's gonna be like my first like pretty decent sized show. It's gonna be cool.
That's what's up. Yeah, I know. As far as shows and different things like that, I know some artists who like are just starting, they kind of get nervous, like they kind of stick to like the recorded lane, and they'll drop singles every now and then. But it's good to see that you like doing live shows, because I know that a lot of people are like, I'm just gonna record music and drop it. Like, you know, I think it's something different when you do it live. That's why I love doing like some crazy events here in Orlando. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bug YB to get you guys down here.
Word,
You
dude. That'd
know,
be sweet. That'd be sweet. Like Chris is already on
so
there, right? Chris is already. Yeah.
of course we got things in the works. I'm
Oh,
waiting for him to announce it. He won't let
word.
me announce it. So
Oh, okay. Bet.
so we got some stuff. We got some stuff going on with him, and it's fun. What's fun is that like I met YB. I want to say around the time I started working with the Verb, which was like about 2014.
Okay.
Bruh, we had such a good time, and like I connected with him. I know his energy was right, and I was like, all right, this guy's gonna really like blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see the progression and see like a man on a mission to get to where he's at, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
You know, and to see him pick up you guys now under his wing,
Yeah.
now I want to see you guys just like blow it through the roof. Um, what's it like? Do you when it comes to like TikTok? Because I'm pretty much a newbie at
Okay.
this,
Okay.
you know. So like when it comes into doing your videos, what are some of your inspirations like coming into doing the videos and kind of setting it up?
For TikTok? Oh man. Okay. Yeah, man. I was doing TikTok before I was even doing music. So, yeah, bro. When I first started, I was just kind of doing my own thing. I didn't have an inspiration because I didn't know any other Christian TikTokers or anybody doing my type of content at first. And then around quarantine, Christian TikTok like became like a really big thing. Like it was a whole community. So I had started meeting like probably I would say hundreds of people that I met through there, and we kind of all just started bouncing ideas off each other and kind of going off each other's content. So yeah, it's like a relatively new thing, like Christian TikTok, because that's what I'm on. It's a new
Yeah,
thing, so like there's not like any like inspirations. We kind of are just doing our thing, bro. To be honest.
yeah. I know. I could tell it's tough to want to do something different using a mainstream like thing like TikTok. You know what I mean? But I think it also takes off because of that.
Mm,
Um, what I think is cool about whenever I tell an artist or tell other people that I do music, they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, I rap. Oh, okay, you rap. Oh, yeah, but I'm a Christian rapper. And they're like,
yeah.
Christian rapper, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then from there, it's like, what does that look like? You know what I mean? And it's like, of course you want to like. There's that whole it's corny, but if you really know Christian hip hop, like we got artists like you, we got artists like Coop, we got artists that are on the come up, and artists that are doing their thing. We have the veterans, like Andy and Lecrae,
Yeah.
holding it down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So as far as who's some of your big influences on your music, because I hear
Yeah.
some, but
Yeah.
but like
I'll start out with like I got Christian influences and non-Christian. So growing up, I was always listening to Christian rap because that's all I was allowed to listen to. But I still want to listen to it anyway because it's fire. Like I grew up on Andy and Lecrae, KB, like the whole Reach crew, and then NF, I guess, and stuff like that. But then when I actually started making music myself, my influences were like content wise, I was influenced by those guys, but like sound wise, like dudes like Juice World and Ian Dior, Kid Leroy, like the newer style. But recently, man, I've been really influenced by a lot of punk people, man. I don't know if you know who Mod Son is, MGK, Jaden. Like there's this new wave of punk. No,
nice.
yeah, this new wave going on, and I've really been into it. My newer stuff is kind of going that direction, so I'm really excited for that stuff to come out.
Well, see, that's what's dope. I love when artists can like get influence and then actually like go towards like the route that they like rather than what's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's very easy to just follow the formula of like doing like, well, I'm gonna do a trap song because that's what's in. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But to like go a little bit more wavy, get a guitar on it, get that punk mosh vibe.
Yeah.
I grew up on punk. I'm not gonna age myself, but um, but I was definitely into punk, and that was actually before I even got into rap. I didn't even like rap, so it
Okay.
was like I did it making fun of rap. And then it was funny because God like worked on me and said, "Hey, you know, you're actually going to use this as a tool to like push things further." But yeah, man, I'm super excited, man. Like, we have a couple events coming up here in Orlando. We have Jay Soto in the chat shouting out.
Hey,
And of course, Blake showed up.
my dog Blake.
You know, super excited. We have some stuff going on brewing over here, back-to-back shows, and even myself, I'm going on tour this summer. So,
Let's go, baby.
so it's just like I'm loving that things are reopening. I'm loving that we're getting out of this slump because that man, whew,
Facts, bro.
I know a lot of people were getting like, bro, it's depressing, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real.
What are some of the impacts? Because I know that it probably, like, in some ways probably helped you with your TikTok, but at the same time, how did it feel like when you were going through 2020? What was your 2020 like?
My 2020, man. I mean, obviously, it was disappointing for me because that was my senior year of high school. So I was pretty disappointed because my whole senior year got canceled. So it's tough. But honestly, I mean, it was a blessing for me personally because that's why I'm at where I'm at because I wasn't on TikTok or doing music at all before quarantine. That's when I started doing everything. So I was just a
Wow.
regular, like, random kid. No following, no plans to pursue music or anything like that. And so through quarantine, God started having me do this stuff and started building on my platform for me. And that was never a plan for my life. I never was thinking of even doing that. So if quarantine didn't happen, I wouldn't be doing music or TikTok or anything like that. I would just be going to college, kind of getting a job, whatever. I don't even know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Well, see, listen, Romans, was it Romans 8:28?
Yep.
All things work together for the glory of God. Like, bro, come on, man. That's a story right there.
Praise God,
Like,
man.
you were just like, let me just pick this up. And
Yeah.
dude, you flew. Like, shout out to homie Chris the Kid,
Wow,
678.
Chris. Wow.
He said your music healed his depression. Bro,
Praise
music
God.
is powerful, man. It's
Wow, bro.
powerful. So everything I do here on the hype is like really to encourage up and coming artists, people who are just like really hungry for music. But I like to talk about the things that go on behind the scenes. So to learn that, like, you kind of just picked it up, like having fun, and
Yeah.
look at where God is taking you.
Yeah,
Um,
bro.
I saw some of the remixes. I think you did like a remix for one of the Reach songs.
Oh yeah, yeah. 1K,
Um,
1K is Chris Christian challenge, bro. I hopped on that. I was in the
yeah,
finals.
that was, bro, that's dope. Like that's good to see him, and it's funny because it's like God kind of prepares things in a way of like you're not expecting to do it, and then God puts you there, and now you're here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for everything that's coming out with you guys. Like, I saw you guys rent an Airbnb, start working on music.
Yes. Yes, bro.
What was that like? I bet you have stories from that.
Yeah, man. So we've done that twice, and we're about to get together again for the third time at a B&B. It was funny, bro. Our first time getting together at a B&B. All the music we made was trash, bro. We're not dropping it. We scrapped every single song because I feel like it was our first time getting to know each other, so we didn't have the chemistry yet, so it's kind of weird. But the second time, the most recent time, it was beautiful, bro, because we were all really comfortable with each other and we were all on the same page, and the songs we made were beautiful, bro, from the spirit. It was a beautiful time together, man, with my brothers. So we've got a lot of stuff coming. I'm really excited for it, bro. I don't think anybody really is even really expecting anything from us, and it's just going to come out of nowhere, and it's going to be sweet. I'm really excited.
Well, that's what I love when you make moves on the low, and then you just like hit them with these like basically new songs, new topics, new vibes. I mean, I think that's just a dope experience in general.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the um, biggest things that like I love about music is it connects people.
Yes.
And so, like, you're from Jersey, Coop's from what, Oklahoma?
Yep.
You know, you got Chris Sincere from Orlando,
Orlando.
you got YB from Arkansas, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Bro, I mean, like, bro, we got the whole melting pot.
Yes,
You
bro.
know what I
It's
mean?
dope. It's dope.
And you guys been working with a producer, right?
Yeah, man. Our dog, 100 gram. He always he produces our group stuff and a lot of our solo stuff. And he comes to all the sessions, and we love him. He's amazing.
Yeah, man. That to me is like something powerful about that. Like again, like people from all over the country coming together, and I bet the first one was definitely like I don't know what to expect. I
Yeah.
don't know these people that well.
Yeah.
But then you guys like run group chats, and when you start getting the group chats going, and everybody's showing new music,
Yes.
and getting like, I think that's also another thing that I like to try and tell younger artists is get yourself connected with other artists.
Yes.
If if you want to pursue music, you're not gonna pursue it by yourself. I mean, some people are driven, but what usually ends up happening, if you're that driven, you're going to run into this person, work with that person, work with that person, work with that person. But if you are like, I, for me, like when I started in a group.
Okay.
It was,
Okay.
yeah, it was like two Spanish rappers and two English rappers. And we're like, what are we going to create? And we did hip hop and then we did Spanish music, like
Okay.
a reggaeton. And we did some stuff like, and we're like, what do we do with this? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, of course, we went our different ways because we had like different styles and different tastes. But I still work with some Spanish artists now because of that. I still work in different lanes where I normally would be uncomfortable. Because it expands your mind as well
Yes.
to newer sounds and newer styles of rapping, cadence, flow, singing. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
how it is when at our sessions. It's really challenging for me personally but I love it because Coop and Chris, they're really diverse. They can do any genre, but they really do a lot of like rap stuff. Like at least when we've been working together, they're doing a lot of rap. I can't do that stuff. That's not me. I'm more like singing and rock and stuff like that. So when we make songs together, bro, I just feel it's not my zone, but they really push me whenever we work together to do stuff out of my comfort zone, and it's really cool. It's fun. It's a challenge though, but I love it.
yeah, I think I think even being around other rappers that are like that rap, you know what I mean? Like when you're around that, it almost even influences you. You're like, maybe let me step it up a little bit. Let me write something,
Yeah,
like sneak something into I'll do some singing, but let me sneak in a couple of bars.
yeah,
Now I wanna write these punchlines because these guys are around. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think when you are able to like get in a lane where you can meet other artists, respect what they do, and they respect what you do, you guys can learn and create music together. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It was really dope. In the past 2 weeks, man, so much music's dropped.
Mm.
I posted on the playlist I made you. Really dope stuff. Like we got music from Loso, which is
Loso. Oh yeah,
Loso
no,
doing battle rap,
I'm
like
tapped
still
in. I'm
dropping
tapped in.
singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then we got Jess Norris from Menace Movement. She just dropped a single today. Pure singing, like this is dope. Um, and of course, Christopher Cecere, he dropped up with Chris Soul,
Yes, sir.
and that song, I'm like,
Fire. Yeah, he made that at the session, the B&B session. He made that there, and we
nice.
were going crazy, bro. It was hard. It was hilarious.
Yeah, man, and it's one of those things that like I just love seeing the artists get together, doing music, creating and elevating each other. As far as like when you are like putting your posts out, I like to give the behind the scenes for people. So like what are some of the things that like if you're either using Instagram or TikTok, what are some of the ways that Like when you're about to post something, what's going through your mind? Like, are you thinking
Okay.
about artists? Are you thinking about people? What are you thinking about when you post?
Yeah, I'll give you the breakdown. So when I'm posting on the gram, it comes down to two things. So either if I'm wearing like a fit that I think looks cool, I get my roommate to take some pics, I'm like post up. But also just as important, I always put scripture in all my posts. So whatever I was reading that day, if I thought that it was something that people need to hear, or if it impacted me when I read it, I put a screenshot, highlight it, and put it on the post. And yeah, that's how it goes. And then TikTok, I used to kind of just post whatever, but more recently, I only make a TikTok post either if I'm promoting music or like if something is really on my heart that I want to talk about. So I just want to make sure everything that I post or make a video about is actually important and from God and not just from me wanting to get views or post something. So yeah, that's how it be when I post.
Yeah, yeah, and I think if you like honestly, like God has given people a spirit of creativity, individuality. Um, he's given us unique fingerprints,
Yeah.
and we leave this legacy, whether this fingerprint online, the social media print, or whether it be our music. What I think is powerful is that, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but even if you stop doing music today, you just like, I'm never doing music again, but you leave that album online, someone's going to come across it, and you literally have a legacy
Mm.
of it. Like, even if like you have kids, grandkids, nephews, nieces, they hear your music. Oh yeah, this is a song that I wrote when I was younger. Oh,
Mm.
this is an album that I put out when I was younger.
Yeah.
And they're like listening to it for the first time, like a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
and they're just like excited. I think about the first album I put out. I put it out in 2009. Again,
Okay.
I'm dating
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
I'm dating myself.
Yes, sir.
Uh, you know, it's funny because I had did this album, and it's like multi-genre album. It's got a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English, West Coast, East Coast, R&B, reggae, acoustic. I did a little bit of everything
Okay.
because I was still trying to find myself. And the
For sure.
producer that I worked with, he was like super diverse. He was like, "Let's do it. You want to do
Okay.
that style? Let's do it."
Okay.
And it's funny because like years later, like when my daughter was born, she got to play it, she got to listen to it, and she was like blown away. She was like my biggest fan.
Mm.
Now she's 12 years old, and she'll tell me, about my music, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, my dad's a rapper." You know what I mean? And it's weird to me. I ran into a kid who was 3 years old. They found my old CD while cleaning, and the kid made the mom like put the song on repeat like a couple of
Wow.
times from 2009, and it was like literally about a year, no, 2 years ago that this happened.
Wow.
And like since then, he's like, "Yo, can I meet him? Can I meet him?" She looked me up online, and she was like, "Yeah, you performed at our church like 3 years ago. I got your CD. My son loves your music." And I'm like, "Okay." I was kind of like, "Okay,
Right.
this is
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah.
But she's like, "I wasn't able to have kids, but now I have a kid, and he's here bouncing to your song, Dream." And I'm
Wow.
like, "What?" So I ended up meeting up with him, and like I met the little kid. He took pictures with me, and it was funny because I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
He hands me a Hot Wheels car. You see,
Okay.
I got it right here.
You still got it?
It
Fire.
says
Still in the
Crescendo
package.
on it.
What?
Crescendo on it.
What?
I was like, "What?"
That's fire.
Bro, it was wild. I was wild, bro. So it's so all that to say, I get a little carried away with my stories, but all that to say is that you didn't think you were gonna start doing music, and you started doing it, and now you're affecting people's lives. People who are going through stuff, people who are just like struggling, can throw on that album and go to a place where they feel better. Go to a place where they're like just like literally learning how to cope with different thoughts and like Christianity. What does that look like? you know
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe, and the thing is, what's good is that you're reaching people that normally wouldn't even like listen to rap even. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because they're listening to your style. It's different.
Yeah. For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, and that's like, I even I put your song, Stressed Out for my daughter. And she's like,
Okay.
yo, yo. And then she's like, yo, did he say that's Cat? Oh my god! She's like, oh my god!
That's too
And
funny.
I'm dying. I'm like, and then, of course, my wife's like, don't ever say cat in any of your songs. And I'm like, why? She's like, you're too old. Don't be doing that.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. That's
I'm like,
hilarious,
yo. I'm like, yo, stop the cat. She's like, no. So, like, yo, man, yo, shout out to Chris Sincere
though.
joining us.
What up, Chris? My dog.
Yo, man, a lot of stuff going on, man. And bro, let's break down. What are some of your favorite tracks on the album, and talk about where they came from?
Yeah, bro. Oh, let's see. I guess I'll start with the intro. I really like the intro, IGOS. That kind of just came from a place, bro, where while I was at college, I knew I wanted to do music. I went to college for 1 semester this fall, and like I wanted to do music. I didn't feel like I needed to be there, and it was kind of just annoying. And I was kind of sitting around a lot, being lazy, not really in my word. It was just like a really bad time for me where I was just felt like I was not tapped into God at all. I was kind of just being lazy and sitting around being lonely and depressed and whatever. So I made a song about it. I feel like I know for my music, I just want to talk about all the things that I've struggled with and be as open as I can about it. Because every time I do, the response is always, "Wow, bro, I do the same exact thing. I feel like a terrible Christian. Like, am I even saved?" And all that stuff. I'm like, bro, like I feel like this is a stigma in Christianity, like that your life needs to be good all the time, and that if you struggle, you're not saved or you're not a good Christian or something. And I don't know. I feel like since I have a platform as a Christian figure, whatever you want to call it, if I can be honest about my struggles, people look at me like, "Oh, this guy's such a great Christian." So if I can be, even though what even is a great Christian, like whatever, but that's a whole nother conversation. But like
Yeah,
if people look up to me as this Christian guy, if I can be honest about my struggles, it'll make them feel like there's hope for them. Because if this great Christian is struggling, then there's hope for me in my struggle. And the point is never to like glorify sin or glorify being broken, but to honestly point to Christ in your brokenness and give hope in your brokenness. So that's the goal, and that's that whole song, pretty much. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. I feel you. I mean, like personally, I kind of been going through scripture and different things like that, and one thing that comes out is that like the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, and like I start thinking about that, and what does it mean now? The fear of God is like we're being obedient, right?
Mm,
We're being obedient to what He has for us,
mm,
and it's like that's literally being wise is listening to God, and it's that simple. And I think a lot of people have a hard time just listening.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like it's more so like I know we have struggles, but it's like just try and listen to God.
yeah,
Try and listen to your conscience, and God do something. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I think that's one way that we can kind of like really refocus who we are. You know what I mean? And being vulnerable, as a Christian in the spotlight is probably one of the biggest things that we need to do, because I feel like a lot of people expect us to be perfect or to live a certain way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think that's a whole thing. Are we living for Christ, or are we like struggling in the sense of you can you can struggle, but if that's your main thing, like, oh well, I just give up every time. Like
yeah,
that's a whole different story. But I mean, being real and being vulnerable is a big part of who we are.
for sure, for sure. And that was like what a lot of the songs on the project were about for the most part. Like last time, a lot. That's the most streamed song on the project. I like that song, and that song is kind of like what a lot of people say to themselves when they're struggling with like a sin, like an addiction. You know, whether it's porn or drugs or whatever, sex, partying, whatever it is. It's always, this is the last time. I promise. Like this is the last time. It's never the last time. You know what I mean? Like we all say it to ourselves. And that song kind of came out of that kind of state in my life where it was like, oh, this is the last time, and it kind of just like this like feeling of like hating your sin, but like you're still living in it, and you kind of feel hopeless, and you just keep feeding your flesh, and it's always the last time every time. So that's what that song is, and like I said, all these songs are coming out of this place of sin and brokenness, but pointing to Christ eventually at the end to give you hope and, realize that you don't have to stay like that. You know what I mean? Because you never want to stay like that. And that's the goal of this art. Give the people a relatable experience, but also give them hope and hopefully a solution in Christ. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, and what that solution looks like is really just listening to God and listening to where He's calling you. I think the more we dive into the Word, the more our focus is on Christ when we're fed. And I think a lot of times it's really hard. I know a lot of people, like for me, my biggest struggle was opening the Bible for the longest time. And like, I was a Christian. I was like raised Christian and everything like that. And it's like you hear a lot, and you like think of like opening the Bible, and it's like this almost like a chore.
Yeah.
Like, but is God's grace a blessing or is it a burden? You know what I mean? And you kind of have to like take a moment and put the selfishness aside, open it up. And I know me personally, through the pandemic, it made me dive into the Word again. It made me dive in. I would go on walks around the neighborhood, and for me, what really worked was just throwing on an audio Bible.
Okay.
So it's like it's not always like you don't always have to like maybe open the Word, but even they say faith comes by hearing.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
like what like. Why not just start there, and then when you're ready to like get back into like physically reading and doing all that, go for it.
Good advice.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, when it comes to this music thing, I mean, I think it's really exciting to hear that you kind of just like kind of jumped into it, and we're like, let me just give it a try, because I feel like a lot of people nowadays are really stuck on not looking silly or not looking dumb or not looking whatever. that like when they get like you tell someone you're a singer, they kind of look at you kind of like,
yes, bro.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I need to get more background. I feel like I didn't just start making music during quarantine. Like all through middle school and high school, I tried to make music. And like you said, for some reason, I was never scared of looking stupid because my music was so stupid for most of my life. And it was really weird because my music was really, really bad up until so senior year, I quit making music because I kind of realized, I'm cheeks, like this is never going to go anywhere. But then for some reason, during quarantine, God told me, I felt like I needed to start making music, you know what I'm saying, again, and this time actually talk about Christ instead of just talking about, whatever I was talking about. And for some reason, I got better. I don't know what happened. It was God, bro, or something. I got better at making music. Like the first song I dropped, like as a Christian artist, was the first song anybody ever actually liked. Like that was the first song I ever made that somebody was like, bro, this sounds like a real song. Like that's what it was, dude. They'd be like, bro, you sound like a real artist, bro. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. It was hilarious. But yeah,
that's pretty dope. I mean, and I like I told you, when I started, it was funny too because like I made a song and recorded a song as a joke, and like I even performed it at like a youth camp.
Okay.
and everyone was laughing and everything like that. But then, like, I was just, if you hang around rappers, you hang around other people, they start to influence you. And one of my friends was really into rap,
Okay.
so he started showing me this person. We started going to concerts, and like, we heard The Truth, we heard Cross Movement, like, we heard like all these artists come out, and we're like, I think we could do this, And then we started freestyling and ciphers, like the whole old school, like put a beat on, just start rapping.
Yeah.
And I sucked. I sucked really bad. But it's funny. Like honestly, I started freestyling in my worship to God, and that right there, that's when things started to change, and things got like a little bit different because then the motivation for it became something different, and it became bigger than me.
Yes.
When you do Christian music, it becomes bigger than you.
Yes.
It's not just about you and about how you look and about, of course, don't be ignorant to the fact that like what we're doing, we do it for excellence. So we're not just like everything that comes out is dope.
Right.
I know there's plenty of really whack Christian rappers, and I know but they're that one song that they do like might impact someone's life. You know what I mean? So it's like it's one of those things that like you never know who's listening. You never know what's gonna happen next with it, and that's the most exciting part I think about doing music is like you don't know what song's gonna blow up. You don't know what song's gonna catch on.
That's true.
And you could be waiting for it. You know what I mean? You could just be waiting for it.
Yeah.
But like you said, you decided to give it to God, and you decided to do something different with it. And I think there's something powerful about taking your talent and giving it to God and letting God use it, because I think that's a little bit harder to do because I think we tend to be selfish. Like, well, let me just rap a song about my life and what I've been through, or let me just kind of rap about this, like, and you kind of like you can easily, well, it's not cursing, but it's just about me. You know what I mean? Like, and those songs serve their purpose, but I feel like the bigger songs are when we connect it with God and the Word and something deeper.
Facts, bro.
So, man, I keep going back to this. You guys showed up at a B&B and had a crazy session. What are some of like your thoughts that came out of going to that? Like as far as like next moves and what's going through your head for the next year?
Next year, like, so first of all, like coming out of that, I just feel like I got a new family, bro. Like some brothers, man. Like if I would have never gotten with Next Move, probably would have never got super connected with Chris and Coop in the way that I am. Like they're really some of my bros now. Like, yeah, I love them. So I got some new bros out of that, but also, yeah, bro, we got a lot of crazy music that we're kind of just waiting to drop. So we have a lot of videos too filmed and a lot of stuff we're kind of just waiting to drop. So I don't know what that's going to look like, and potentially doing shows or tours together too. Like we're kind of looking to do a lot of stuff together and kind of start like a new movement. And like, cause I just remember the days, like I've been around CHH my whole life, like I said. And like, I remember the days when there was a lot of group stuff, you know what I mean? Like everybody kind of rolled in cliques. Like there was, like you said, there was cross movement, and then you had the Reach gang was always doing stuff together. They had collab albums and collab tours, and then, we had all these different little groups. And we're kind of we're trying to do something like that. We're trying to be like a little group and get a little movement going together. And we're really excited for what we got, bro.
I think what's cool about that, like the whole group vibe, is like it's like a melting pot of different sounds. I think of some of the other groups that like when I was like getting into music, there was like Tunnel Rats.
Okay.
They were West Coast, and they were like battle rappers, and they were like, "Yo, we're gonna do rap. And we're gonna rap in bars and clubs." And Crossroads was like, "No, you can't do that. You gotta rap at churches. You gotta rap it here. You gotta rap there."
Yeah.
And it's funny because I literally basically took both models and kind of blended them because like I know there's a purpose for both.
Yes.
Like at first I used to be like, no, like you can't do that, or oh no, like. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, some of these people in the bars, they're never gonna hear about Jesus.
Yes.
Going to a bar, you know what I mean, or a lounge, or a club or whatever. And I made it like my purpose, like here in Orlando, to really connect with both the Christian scene and the secular scene. And it's weird because we had an event, and I went to it. They were honoring a couple different people.
Okay.
And I run a blog called Ozone Effect.
Okay.
And they were like, "Yeah, we want to honor Ozone Effect." So I get on stage, and I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna say. Like, I'm like, this is weird,
Okay.
And they're like, when I first started, I used to pray a lot, and I met this guy, and he's a Christian, and he's coming to these events, and he's been supporting me. And every time I see him, it just reminds me to pray.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I didn't even like. The funny part is, I've never like had like one-on-one conversation with that person like about Jesus or anything. I just showed up faithfully. I showed up to her events and kind of like helped promote them, even though like a lot of the artists were cursing and stuff like that. Like I was just like, and I even rocked at a couple of her events. So it was just like, it's crazy to see that like it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
The little things, the little actions of who we are. But I know doing music, especially like our music, it can be tough, like even the way we look. So like, is it tough for you like to be like, I'm a rapper and you got like this big curly red hair and you're like, because I talk to Coop, and I'm like, every time I see Coop, I'm like, man, I was like, you see him, but like, listen to his music, like, you know what I mean? Like, you see him, but listen to their music, like, and I think that's part of it, like.
yeah, like you were saying earlier, like, just in general, when you tell people that you do music, people are always like, oh, really? Like, that's cool. I get, like, people are like weird about it, man. And so then for me to say, yeah, I do rap, and then also look like this, bro, it's weird. But when people hear the music, they stop acting like that. But before the music, bro, they're weird. They're really weird, bro. It's whatever, though. I'm used to it, bro. But even now, though, like, I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with my style and who I am. I feel like the music that I've been making kind of goes with the way I look. I don't know, the way I dress and the way I look and the music I've been making. I feel like they all match. So I feel like I'm kind of honing in my whole artist persona just as a whole. Like I never really kind of paid attention to that. I was always just kind of all about the music, but I'm starting to kind of craft like how I am, like how I look now, and like get the whole package, bro. You know what I mean? So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, and I think that's that's what it is. I mean, it's a balance of both, and I think even nowadays, like most rappers don't even look like previous rappers. So it's a style thing, and that's part of hip hop is being creative, being individual, being yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think a lot of people haven't like. Some people will come into the music not knowing hip hop either. You know what I mean? So like that when they come in and they just hear like whatever's on the radio and then they mimic it, that's cool. But like, especially if you're good at it, that's cool. But I love like when people can go back and kind of learn a little bit more about hip hop culture. It's just like you can mimic things, but when you're authentic, it just comes out
Yes. Yes, bro.
that much better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you're not trying to do YB style of music. You're doing your own style. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think, and it shows in your music, and it's dope. You know what I mean? But then you can do remixes with other artists and still bring your own style to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And that's one thing that's really like dope, and that I've seen through your music is that being authentic and being genuine with your style and everything like that.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when he like YB hit me up and he showed me Coop, I was like, okay, cool. So then I went down the rabbit trail and I found your music. I was like, oh snap, snap. And then I knew Christopher Sincere for years.
Okay.
So to see him finally get into a group of people that'll kind of guide him.
Yes.
Because that's, again, like I tell you, like being an artist, being in a collective helps you stay focused. And it helps you to be like, oh man, I got to get my game up because this guy's dropping an EP. He's done with his project. What am I doing? I need to, kind of get my pen game up,
Yes. Yo, and also, outside of Next Move, like talking about like connecting with other artists, we have this whole group of like the upcoming artists that we're all really tight and tapped in with each other, and we always help each other out with our music. Like we got me, Coop, and Chris, obviously, and then we're tapped in with Caleb Gordon's from Orlando. You know Caleb Gordon?
Yeah.
So Caleb, this our man Bats. I'm gonna forget so many people. Mikey J, my friend Gio Judson. Like, there's this whole group of these upcoming artists that we're all connected and we all help each other out, and it's really dope. So yeah, it's really awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I saw some of the songs you have with Gio, and yeah, man, that's dope. I know it's because of course before you even met them, you had your clique, and then you like the cliques open up,
Yes.
Like I'm part of a collective. The collective is Feel Good.
Okay.
So I work with Nowadays. I work with my boy Soy is Real. He's a producer.
Okay.
He does Twitch streams now, so he's like all into Twitch streams. But he like produces live, so he'll take a sample and flip it live and produce live.
That's fire.
Crazy stuff. And then we got my boy surname Israel, aka Andre. He does graphic art, but he also does beats and hip hop. He raps too.
Okay.
So, but he like kills it with the graphic stuff. And of course, I rap, but I love doing like social media, and I helped out with that. So it was like we got together, and then we just brought our boy Anonymous XI on, and this guy's from Jersey too.
Hey, yes sir.
So we got another Jersey boy, and I was like,
yes sir.
So he's from Jersey. Nowadays is from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but he's like, he's been in Orlando like me. I'm from Chicago, but I've been in like Orlando for like the past like some odd years. I'm not gonna say, I'm not dating myself. But yeah, man, like when you get together with a group of people and you start pushing yourselves, and then this summer I'm linking up with A. Lewis and Illish from Miami.
Okay.
And we're gonna do a tour. It's basically boom bap and trap.
That's fine.
And we're calling it Boom Trap Tour.
Yes sir.
So yeah, so like we're just trying to start a little new wave, do something different, like, and combine both like the history and the hip hop, like with a new school. It's like old school and new school just meeting, and let's have a good time. Let's have a great night.
That's fire.
So
that's fire.
But yeah, I know they're already sending me notifications. Yo, we dropping this tonight? I gotta drop the flyer. So, but yeah, man, tell everyone where they can find you. Obviously, I tagged you on all this, but like, give them the lowdown and give you a shout out.
Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah. So my Instagram, whatever, tagged on his page. And then my TikTok is Redhead Rap. That was my old SoundCloud name, so I kept it as my TikTok name to be funny. So Redhead Rap on TikTok, and then all music platforms, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you are on, it's just Henrik, so Henrik, and that's about it, bro.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I think it's dope when artists keep like somewhat like their name like intact and stuff like that, because you can go get super creative with it. Like me, I went Crescendo, but
Yeah.
I'm not like little something or other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
facts. I just wanted to do my regular name, bro. I was like, whatever. It's
yeah, yeah. It was funny. I was thinking about that the other day. How Andy Mineo used to go by
See light.
C Light,
See light, baby.
and they basically were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have you go with another." It's like, why? Well, it's a funny name because it's C Light for cellulite.
Okay.
That's what it was like
I did
because he
not know
was
that.
fat.
Oh,
It
wow.
was sea life for cellulite. And they're like, nah, like, bro, like, we're gonna have to go a different route with that rap name. Because,
Yeah.
like, if you were like Christ Light or something like that, even then they're like,
Whack. It's kind of whack,
it's,
bro.
yeah, it's kind of whack. But, like, especially because it was cellulite, they're like, nah, we're gonna have to make you change your rap name.
Facts. That was a good move by them, bro.
Yeah, so. But yeah, man, I'm glad to have you on the show. I'll probably be throwing this video up on YouTube
What?
as well. I'll be throwing the playlist up, and I'm excited, man. To hear more music from you guys, and especially you, man. Your project is on deck. We stream it all the time.
Yes.
So
Thank you, bro.
so
Appreciate
we'll keep throwing it in the loop, and it was great to have you, man. God bless, man.
Yes, sir.
Easy, fam.
Appreciate you, bro. Take it easy.
Take it easy, bro.